go wrong? How could you cast Batman as Moses and still have the movie be more boring than church? Plus, they should have saved Christian Bale to play Jacob. Rachel! There are two problems when it comes to faith-based movies. Number one, most Christian films look cheap because they don't have the budget. The second problem is when Hollywood attempts to make their own faith movie, which is when you get Noah talking to rock monsters. Was a global flood not epic enough for you, Hollywood? Most faith-based movies fall apart quickly. And watching them is like walking on Legos with your eyes. It's hard to feel God in a faith-based film when they have the production value of a church play.
I don't feel safe!
Hey, you don't cry until the last scene!
Pray for them. Hollywood has all of the production value, but none of the Christian value. How can we as believers enjoy a faith-based film that's as enjoyable as a blockbuster, but retains the power and truth of the Bible? We need a Hollywood-quality movie created by actual believers, and that movie is The Shift. It's about a man who meets the devil himself and gets banished to a dark, parallel Earth where he fights to get back to the woman he loves. The script explores some of today's hardest questions about maintaining faith, like how can a loving God allow suffering? Or how can I overcome feelings of despair and hopelessness? Finally, you can see a faith-based film that feels like your favorite movies. The Shift is a sci-fi film that will make you think deeply like Inception and weep like Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar. Man, even his ugly cry looks good. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not that talented. Using popular genres to share faith-based stories is a great way to entertain and inspire a love for God. Look at C.S. Lewis, who used fantasy to share Christian themes and inspire millions. And make millions. Even Jesus used creative storytelling to make his sermons more interesting. Parables. I'm talking about parables. We need your help to turn The Shift into a full-length feature film. But rather than pass around a donation plate, we want you to own part of the movie. Express your interest in backing The Shift by clicking on the link today to be among the first to know if the offering launches. The plan is for The Shift to be distributed by Angel Studios, which helped The Chosen become the largest crowdfunded media project of all time. Angel Studios' distribution of The Chosen then went on to generate over $70 million in revenue and over 250 million views. Here's what the creator of The Chosen has to say about The Shift.
I have actually signed on to be one of the executive producers of The Shift, and I want to see more, and I want to be part of it. And it reaches me on both an intellectual level and an emotional level.
Angel Studios also helped the Wingfeather Saga, an animated fantasy series created by a Christian author, become the largest crowdfunded kids and family animated project in history. When you invest in The Shift, you're not just investing in a groundbreaking Christian film. You have the potential to share in the profits. Now, we don't have one of these profits to promise that you'll make this profit. But I am going to repeat that The Chosen earned $70 million in revenue. That's the highest earning faith-based project of the last 2 years. The Shift not only has the incredible potential in the marketplace, it's just an incredible movie. Listen to these reviews from folks who watched the short film. Jane F. wrote, "This looks amazing. I've never seen a faith-based film like this." Ronnie said, "There's actually no way to convey how this spoke to me just now. I look forward to seeing what God does with this film." And Jason commented recently with, "Wow, just wow." And what will really wow you is discovering that the short film was created with almost zero budget and it has already touched hundreds of thousands of lives. Imagine the impact The Shift can have on hearts and minds with the proper funds. Most indie Christian films operate with a budget of about $500,000. And honestly, it shows. She's fine. Maybe the little shepherd boy could say a quick prayer? Yeah, we good? With 10 times the production value, we can truly do justice to the epic themes in the Bible. So express your interest in backing The Shift by clicking on the link today. Look, there's nothing wrong with a film that's a labor of love, but those usually just become cult classics, which is not the best label for a Christian movie to receive. Enjoy Sunday morning values with Saturday night entertainment. Click on the link to express your interest in backing The Shift today to be among the first to know if the offering launches.
It's happening. Is this happening? Is it happening for real? I'm taking over The Shift. I can't believe Brock agreed to this. I cannot believe that Brock is actually letting me take over The Shift. Hi, my name is Justin. For those of you that don't know me, I worked on a show called The Chosen for a bit, and I have been a fan of Brock's and a fan of The Shift for a long, long time. And so I'm going to just take it over because that's the kind of guy I am. Not much is going to change. It's going to become a comedy now. I can't decide on a name yet, though, so help me out in the chat. Choose between these three. Comedy, remember? Shift and Shifter, Young Shiftenstein, or The Naked Shift. Wait, that one sounds wrong. Anyway, of course I'm not turning it into a comedy. Of course I'm not taking it over. Brock is here. Brock will be with us. Don't worry, I haven't sent him anywhere, so hopefully his deviator works. It sounds like people are having some volume issues. Anna, it might just be you. Hopefully other people are hearing me. Let me know if you're hearing me. Sounds like you are. You're getting my Dumb and Dumber jokes, my Young Frankenstein jokes. All right, good. I think people are hearing me. Very good. So why am I coming on board, or why am I doing the live stream tonight? I love building community. I love communicating with the core audience of a project. I did it for years on The Chosen. It was fulfilling. It was the best part of the job, honestly, was interacting with investors, with interacting with fans. The Chosen, as some of you may know, was financed by 16,000 people. Maybe we can get there with the Shift. Maybe at some point. But this core group, these early adapters, the people that believed in this project from the beginning, I can already honestly say that I love you, and I'm here to be with you for a long, long time, hopefully. We'll see if I can twist Brock's arm into doing that. So this is about fellowship. I want these live streams to be fun. I want them to be engaging. I want you guys to interact with each other. I want you to interact with me when I'm here. I want you to interact with Brock when he's here, or any other special guests. We're here having a conversation. And if you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you have, I got to move my window here. Bah ha ha ha! Lori, good to see you, and thank you for the heartfelt bah ha 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 ha. Want to make sure I got all the syllables in there. Hey, if you are not in the Shift fan club, by the way, you should be there. We're going to put up the lower third now. We've got a new URL that makes it so easy to find. It's facebook.com/groups/the Shift fan club. How did we come up with that URL? I don't know. Just kind of came to us. It was a stroke of brilliance, I guess. So join the fan club. You don't have to go there right now, but after this live stream, feel free. Catch up in the fan club. Brock shows up in there quite often, actually, and gives some insight into the process that you might not get elsewhere. Tonight, in addition to the takeover, in addition to meeting 2 new team members, you might actually recognize both of them, come to think of it. We'll introduce them in a bit. We also have a contest, and you have to be here for the contest. So we're giving away 2 prizes tonight to 2 winners, and you're going to be able to see that new test footage that, oh goodness, now I don't remember who was the guest last week that got to see it. Brock, and he talked at the end of the previous live stream, and it went really, really well. I've seen the test footage, of course. I love it. I think it's amazing, but I'm a little biased because I love the Shift. I love Brock. We'll show that. So stick around. We'll give the details for that contest coming up. And yeah, I mean, I've known Brock for a couple of years now. We met on the set of The Chosen, actually, face-to-face for the first time. And there are handsome men and me. That's, of course, Matt Nelson, one of the composers of The Chosen, and also one of the composers of The Shift. And then Brock. Oh, I already miss Brock. Don't you miss Brock? Should we? We should bring Brock on real soon. But I also want to remind you that previous live stream we introduced Ken Carpenter. Ken is a prolific producer of a number of faith-based content projects, and he's just a valuable, valuable asset to have on board. I've gotten to know Ken a little bit over the last several months, but seeing that picture of Brock makes me just miss him too much. We got to bring Brock on. Can we? Has he deviated? Is his deviator working? Can he shift back into our world? And can we bring him on? Yes.
Hey everybody.
Brock!
Hey Justin. You took over, man.
I didn't know if you'd go along with the idea, but I'm so glad that I was able to convince you to do that, and it's been fun so far. But I think people are excited to see you and happy to see you, that we're not shifting you away or anything.
Well, I mean, it helped that you tied my hands behind my back and deprived me of food until I finally agreed. Well played, sir. But I'm happy to have you here with us and doing your thing. You're you're a very welcome presence on these streams. We've had you before, but I've never just turned the reins over to anybody, and now I've done that with you.
And we'll see if it's a dumpster fire by the end. People will, I'm sure, let us know in the chat whether this is a successful idea or not.
And there's a reason to the madness. We're going to explain this a little bit more a little bit later, but there is a reason that Justin is here and doing this and taking over, but we'll get into that later.
We will, and by all means, continue to leave messages, comments in the chat. It helps the algorithm. Say hello to us, ask questions, say hello to each other. Tell us where you're from. What's the weather like? Anything that you write really helps trigger the algorithm on Facebook and YouTube to put this in front of more eyes. Share it with friends. We want to get as many people on these live streams as we can to help build momentum. And there's some momentum going on right now. And why, Brock, are we hoping to gather more momentum in the coming weeks and months?
Yeah, so there's definitely some pretty exciting things happening right now. We've talked about, we've had this goal for a little while of, actually shooting this film this year. And it's one of those things that I can't go into great depth about, but I can tell you that we are definitely headed in the right direction for that. And some of what we're going to be talking about tonight, like these 2 new team members, this is part of that momentum. I think when you hear who we've added and what roles they're filling, I think you're going to understand very quickly that, yes, we are barreling towards a start date for this whole production. But one of the really other important things that we're doing right now is that we're gauging interest once again in another investment round of the Shift. So previously we've done 3 investment rounds, 3 crowdfunding rounds, which I cannot believe that is real, but it is real. So far, people have pledged for a possible 4th round of funding over $440,000. That's people who are coming to us, coming to our website, which you can see up there in the corner or that corner, and they're saying, hey, if you guys do open up another round of crowdfunding, I would like to commit X amount of dollars. So anybody who goes and does that right now and hits that orange express interest button, you're not actually committing dollars right now. You're just kind of saying, hey, I would like to commit dollars, and this is how much I'd like to do. And what we get in return for you making that commitment is we get your name and we get your email address. And that way we can let you know the minute that another round of crowdfunding opens up, if that is something that happens. So that's what's going on right now. I encourage everybody to go to angel.com/theshift. It is our website. We've updated it. There's lots of cool stuff there to see, like a special message from Dallas, our animatic, all kinds of cool stuff on there, and you can express interest there. So we hope that you'll do that. And look, why do this again? Because the Shift from the very beginning has been fan-supported. It's been about you, and it's been about your belief in this project. We've gone from 0 to what we have now, which is over $1.7 million invested already, over $440,000 pledged already right now. When I think about where we were a year ago, or about a year and a half ago, before our first crowdfunding round, I can hardly believe it. It's not like the Shift is based on the Bible. It's not like it's based on a book. It's not like it's based on a comic or anything like that. The Shift is something brand new, and the fact that so many people, over 3,000 now, have already invested is just mind-blowing to me. Anyway, sorry. I get really grateful, and then I just start vomiting words. But look, we are considering another round of crowdfunding. So if that is something that you want to do, or if you want to invest more, Justin, can people invest more?
I believe so. I mean, here's the thing. When I was with The Chosen, one of the most common questions I was asked is, can I invest more? How do I invest more? I want to invest more. And it was kind of to the point where, look, I love that you want to invest more, but we're just not doing that anymore at The Chosen. And I don't anticipate that happening anytime soon for The Chosen. I mean, who knows? I'm not involved and not in the inside anymore, but we just didn't have the need to do it. And we'll get to the point with the shift where we don't have the need to open up any more investments. And by then it's just kind of too late. And sometimes people kick themselves. Man, I wish I would have just contributed a little bit more,
Right.
would have done a little bit more. And the cool thing about the shift and what I learned through The Chosen is the ownership that we all share in this. It's not just, here's my money, take it, go make your thing. It's, I'm investing my dollars. I'm investing my time and energy. I'm going to share this project with other people. I'm going to get to participate in live streams during the filming of the show, of the movie. I mean, that's so fun. And that's something that, is Marvel ever going to do that? Could you ever see like The Mandalorian having live streams while they're shooting an episode? John Favreau getting on and saying, "Hey, so today we're shooting this episode," and no, that's not going to happen there. This is one of the most unique opportunities in the whole film and television world. So I sound like I'm pitching now. I don't mean to be pitching, but it's just I get kind of jazzed up because I love sharing experience with other people, and so I would, and Brock, you told them to go over there now. Don't go over yet. Wait till the end of the live stream, and or at least keep the window open and listen to us go back and forth, and then you can go and pledge for the next round if we do indeed open it up.
Right. Well, and especially right now, I think you've got something really important to share with people. They need to listen very carefully in these next few minutes, if I am not mistaken.
Well, here, I'm flipping my notes because now I'm trying to get all professional, and knowing that I don't have the ability to edit later, I'm going to page 2. Page 2. We're already on to page 2. So let's oh, and first I want to answer the question. I think it was Roper that asked if I had a tractor on my mug. No, it's Disney mug from many years ago, the free refill mug that you pay, I think $675, give or take, and then you can fill it up as much as you want while you're at the park. Awkward. Right, let's talk
I wasn't going to
content.
fill that silence for you. That was, you created it. I let you sit in it.
I love it, and I love seeing the comments coming in. It's so fun to just see people. I really emphasize that this is fellowship. So, without further ado, let's talk about the contest. All right. So, Brock, you recently took a handful of actors and crew and spent you spent a whole day on this, right?
Yeah, it was a 12-hour shoot, one 12-hour shoot, which if you see the footage, and very few people have, you'll be hard-pressed to believe we went to that many places and did that many things in one day, but we did. We shot the whole thing in one day.
And I was trying to say a whole day facetiously, thinking, yeah, you covered a ton of ground. I mean, to use technical film terms, you had, half a dozen company moves in that one.
We did. Just about.
So
Just
that
about. We were all over the city.
Yeah, that was quite the accomplishment, and I've seen the footage. The contest winner last week saw the footage. A handful of other people have seen the footage, and overwhelmingly, the response has been positive. Look at those Lancers. I love seeing the Lancers. Those freak me out just a little bit, and I think that's by design, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing so scary as something that's faceless coming at you. That's scary to me, so here we go. It's on film.
So what we're giving away to 2 people tonight is the opportunity to see the entire reel of that test footage. And on top of that, free merch. Who doesn't like free merch? Mm-hmm. Right, look at that.
And they get to join us live to talk about what they've seen.
Well, and depending on your level of extroversion and introversion, that might be the least popular part of the contest. I don't know. I don't want to portray. But well, I mean, here's the merch. So clearly, you're not including the sweatshirt with this. That's too big. I mean, it's the beanie or the T-shirt, right? They can't choose.
Oh
a sweatshirt.
No, they can get the sweatshirt too. Absolutely.
Oh,
what we don't have anymore is the mug. We sold out of the mugs, but these 3, absolutely.
So any of these 3 items, plus the chance to view the test footage, I could throw in my Disney mug, my old Disney mug. No, I won't. I can't do that. I'm not. That's too valuable to me. So here, Brock, let's go through how they win. Okay. First of all,
Yes.
oh, there's the email address already. You're going to email the shiftcontest@gmail.com. And what do they need to include in that email that they send?
They need to include accurate answers to the 3 questions that you're about to present. So if they can answer all 3 questions accurately, whoever are the first 2 people to submit them to that email and submit the correct answers, they will win the contest.
All right. Question number 1. Are you ready? Should we do a drum roll? Brrr. Who plays Molly in the Shift short film? Who plays Molly in the Shift short film? That's question number 1. That might be the easiest one. Okay, question number 2. Also in the short film, and remember, if you haven't, look, there might be somebody watching that has never even stumbled upon the Shift before. This is all based on a short film that Brock did 3, 4, 5 years ago. How long ago was it?
Closer to 6 at this point. Yeah.
Okay, so several years ago, you did a short film, very low budget, doesn't look as low budget as it actually was, and that is kind of the proof of concept or the inspiration for the feature film that we are now going to make, hopefully this year. So when we refer to the Shift short film, anybody that's new to the Shift, you can find it on our Facebook page. You can find it on YouTube. It's available. It's out there.
You can find it at angel.com/theshift right at the top of the page.
Very good. So that's where you can find the answer to number 1. That's where you can find the answer to number 2. What are the 4 roles?
Okay, well, hold on. I want to clarify because I don't want somebody to feel cheated. The answer to number 1, you may not find it by watching the short film because usually at the end we obscure the credits because we go into a pitch and all that stuff. But IMDb is your friend.
And how do you spell IMDb, Brock?
Well, it's tricky. It's a series of letters. It's imdb.com.
Okay. IMDb, Internet Movie Database, is what it stands for. So
Yes.
that's where you can find the answer to number 1 if the credits are too small on the actual short film. So question number 2, without further ado, also in the short film, what are the 4 roles, also known as rewards, that Satan has given other Kevins in the multiverse? Now this one gets fairly deep into the feature script. A number of people have read the script that are watching.
This is in the short film too.
Is it? Okay. I don't remember it from the short film. Forgive me. All right.
Oh, it is. So it's in there.
All right. So 4 roles that Satan has given to Kevin in different worlds, so to say, the multiverse, different versions of our world, to borrow the Marvel term, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, the term existed before Marvel did it. All right, question
but they
number.
popularized it.
They did. All right, question number 3, and this is scriptural. This is biblical. This is Old Testament. What are the names of Job's 4 friends? And what's the significance of Job, Brock? Why do you ask questions about the book of Job?
So I always like to go back to Job because Job is one of the big inspirations for the story of the Shift. It really, in some ways, can be seen, and I'm really talking about the feature film here. I think if you watch the short film, you're not necessarily going to pick up on this. But as far as where the story goes in the feature film, definitely hugely inspired by the book of Job. So Job is always a go-to for talking about the Shift.
So you've got your 3 questions, and I just have to acknowledge Suzanne for letting me feel a little bit better because she didn't remember the 4 roles from the short either. And I just actually reread the script, so I remembered reading it in the feature-length script, but it didn't jog anything from the short for me. So I feel comforted, Suzanne. Thank you. I appreciate that. So while you guys are sleuthing to find those answers that you will send to the shiftcontest@gmail.com, and remember, we picked 2 of you, probably the 2 fastest to come in, And you're going to get merch, your choice of the beanie, the t-shirt, or the sweatshirt. No old Disney mugs, sorry. And you're going to get to see the test footage. And then after you watch the test footage, so you will have to step away from the live stream briefly. You'll watch the test footage, and then you'll come on to this live stream. We'll patch you in, and you'll give your reaction to the live stream. And Brock, like it or hate it, they're going to give our reaction, right? Their reaction.
Yeah, we want an honest reaction. Absolutely. I mean, we hope you like it, but we'll find out.
So, marching orders, hopefully you can remember all of that. If you need to scrub back in the video momentarily, you certainly can. But while they're looking for the answers, Brock, what are some updates on the Shift? Are we still moving towards potentially making this movie this year?
We definitely are. We are on track for that. We have been, I think I've talked before about how we've been reaching out to actors and trying to get the script into their hands. And that is something that has happened and is going to continue to happen. And in fact, we're looking ahead to the month of May. We're looking at that as a month in which we are going to be going after several actors and getting the script into several different people's hands, which I'm very excited about. There are also private investment discussions happening on several fronts. Obviously, I can't talk about any of that, but all of that is looking really good. But I want to double back on this actor part because it is time to announce the first new team member today. Well, not today. They didn't join today. We're announcing them today. And our first new team member has a lot to do with casting. And in fact, the first new team member today that we're announcing is our casting director, Beverly Holloway. And Beverly, for those of you that don't know, is a very, very accomplished casting director. She is the casting director behind a little show you might have heard of called The Chosen. She has also cast many, many films, including I Can Only Imagine and I Still Believe. Beverly is a longtime pro. She's somebody that I have had my eye on for a long time, and recently had the opportunity to meet with her, to pitch to her why in the world she should join this crazy little film we're doing. And she read the script, she flipped for it, and she is fully on board. And in fact, I have a meeting with her tomorrow morning. We're going to, like our third or fourth meeting, as we are breaking down each character and figuring out exactly who we want to start talking to. Right now, our focus is on our leads and also on kind of the first 3 or 4 biggest supporting roles is kind of what we're honing in on right now. But yeah, Beverly is just somebody who obviously, I mean, if you've seen The Chosen, if there's one thing The Chosen should get a million kudos for, and there's a lot of things The Chosen should get a million kudos for, but one of the biggest things is how well cast that show is. Top to bottom, there's just no weak links. And it's just an impressive casting job. And so having Beverly on board with us, helping us to cast this film, it's about getting great actors. It's about getting the right actors, it's about getting great actors into these parts. And that's what she's committed to. And I'm just I feel a great sense of peace with her being on board. Justin, I know you're familiar with Beverly. I'm assuming from your time at The Chosen.
Yeah, I consider Bev a dear friend. It's been wonderful getting to know her over the last couple of years, and she's just got such a great heart for bringing good quality content and connecting the right people with the right roles. I want to mention another project that she cast fairly recently called Family Camp, which comes out in a couple weeks, May 13th. It's got a theatrical release, and I say this because it does help the Shift. It does help The Chosen. It does help other faith content. The more we can go out and support faith-based films when they are in movie theaters, the more faith-based films are going to be made, and the more people are going to want to invest in faith-based content. So look up Family Camp, coming out May 13th. Give it a look. I've been touting it on my social media a little bit, and I'm stoked for it. I know a lot of people that worked on it, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, Beverly is a tremendous asset to have for the Shift, and she will bring so much experience and so much just heart to this project. So yeah. Good poll, Brock.
No, I'm so thrilled. I got a quick update for everybody. We have one winner in our contest already, which means there's still a spot open for you to come in and be our second winner. So don't give up. There is still a chance to come in.
Awesome. I'll be right back. I'm gonna try to enter the contest while you introduce the next team member.
Wait a minute. I need you to stick around for this one.
Okay.
So we are announcing 2 team members today. The first one is Beverly Holloway, our casting director, and I would now like to announce our co-producer. We are bringing on a co-producer. This is a person who is going to be doing some very specific stuff for us, some really, really important stuff. And I'm very pleased to announce that Justin Overlander is joining the Shift team as our co-producer. Justin, welcome to the team, sir.
Well, it's been a long time coming, Brock, hasn't it? I mean, we've
been talking about it, circling each other for a while, yeah.
We have been talking about it for quite some time, and one of the bigger obstacles, of course, was my commitment to The Chosen and just how much time that ate up in my life. And now God has allowed me to branch off and do other things. And I feel like part of the reason he allowed me to branch away from The Chosen was specifically for the Shift, because you and I, we bonded, we connected right away. I mean, I don't want to get all gushy and portray a bromance going on here, but there's just something, because you're a good, down-to-earth, humble family guy who happens to be ridiculously talented. And the Shift is not my genre. Can I say that? Can I admit that out loud?
No, be honest. That's what we're all about here.
But that's what draws me to it so much, because this is a grossly underrepresented genre, especially in the faith-based world. So I think this has the potential to reach people that would never check out Family Camp, for instance. The Chosen. This has the potential. We're always looking to reach. And the Shift, I think, is going to reach a very specific pocket of people that need this message, and it's the only way to reach them, So I am stoked about it. And even though, sci-fi, dystopian type settings aren't my main draw, the story here and the fact that it's just at its heart a love story, and it's about a guy bringing light into the world, which any of you that follow me on social media know that that's my buzzword, is just bringing light into the world. So even though there are some dark moments and there's some dark elements within the Shift, it is about bringing light and being a light, and I love it. I mean, I'm not saying that just to suck up to the audience, suck up to you, but I truly do love what you have done with the Shift, and I'm so excited to be a part of it, to bring it to fruition. So I see the lower third coming up, and let's just really quickly mention again, we're doing we're gauging interest in people that potentially might want to invest if we open up another round of investments to get this movie made, a movie that can reach people that potentially no other faith-based project could reach. So angel.com/the Shift is where you can go to express your interest in contributing to this project.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that, sir. And actually, I kind of like it that you're not a giant fan of this genre. Like, I think it's really valuable to have other perspectives, and other voices to come into something like this. And look, there's a lot of people, I bet, that are watching right now that, a sci-fi film isn't necessarily going to be their first choice on a Friday night. But I do believe that the Shift is something that people who don't gravitate towards that genre, they're still going to find a lot to enjoy here, and maybe even despite themselves. I've had that comment reach across my desk many, many times from people who tell me, I'm not a fan of sci-fi, but I really like what I'm seeing is going on in this film. And that's because the focus isn't really on ray guns and lightsabers and stuff like that. We don't have any of those things. The focus is on this man, his faith, his trial, and like you say, it is at its heart, it's a love story. So I think just about anybody can get behind that stuff. But we just had a question come through here earlier, and I think this is a great launching pad for what we really need to be talking about here, which is, what are you going to be doing as a co-producer? So, but the question that came across is, what has Justin produced? What have you done, sir? That because not everybody's familiar with your background, and then let's talk about what you're going to be doing as the co-producer for The Shift, because it is a really, really important and unique role that you're going to be fulfilling within the, the team.
Sure. Yeah, and the only really project of note that I'll bring up is The Chosen. I mean, that was my baby. I mean, not my baby in the sense that I had more ownership than anybody else in it, but I really treated it like a child that I was bringing up, co-parenting with Dallas Jenkins, Daryl Eves, and just a wide team of people that wanted to get that out into the world. And I mentioned Dallas and Daryl specifically because at the beginning it was the three of us basically starting this project from the ground up. And what I did early on was kind of help build the audience, managed a lot of the social media content, did behind the scenes videos, hosted live streams from set. And so, yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot of that with The Shift. And there were times on The Chosen too that I would put on hats that wouldn't necessarily be something that an associate producer would do, but because it just needed to get done, and in the early stages we were small, we were just a scrappy group, doing what we felt God was calling us to do. And so I'm here to serve you, Brock. I'm here to serve Ken. I'm here to serve the investors. I'm here to serve the fans, and just be kind of a bridge, someone that communicates, updates. Brock's not disappearing. That's not the intent with this at all.
Not going away.
At some point, the writer-director of a movie needs to be the writer-director of the movie. And so what I'm hoping to do is to lift this burden off your shoulders. A lot of what I tried to do on set was lift some of the burden off of Dallas's shoulders to tend to actors when they needed specific things. I mean, for goodness sakes, I would read lines with Eric Avari. I would read lines with some of the actors. Just wherever there was a need, that's where I would step in and help out and just offer support. I did the interviews of the actors behind the scenes, for behind the scenes videos. Most recently, for those of you that joined the Sunday night live stream for The Chosen, Megan's story, I actually went down and I went down and interviewed her. I went down and met her and spent, many hours with her. And it's just like the most heartbreaking story ever. But that's one of the things that God has gifted me with, is the ability to connect with people and to try to tell their stories. And so The Shift is a movie, but I want to tell the stories of Brock. I want to tell the stories of the actors that are playing the roles. I want to tell the stories of the making of the movies, the miracles that are happening on set. I want people to feel like they are a part of this process. And so I'm super excited to connect with you, the investors, with you, the fans, with you, the supporters, and show you what's going on, and to be there as just a familiar face, somebody that will smile and tell a dad joke or two once in a while. Those of you that got to see some of the things that I did on The Chosen, that dad jokes are just, I can't get over them. And before we went live tonight, I did a dad joke for Brock, and Brock just kind of, it's just one of the things I have to accept about you, isn't it? I said, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a wonderful man.
No, and it's I like to think of you kind of like to sum up like everything that you just said. And look, before I even met you, I knew you through The Chosen. I knew you as the guy who was the window for the fans, for the investors, to the giant planetary circle of stuff. I don't know what in the world I'm saying. That that is the chosen. You were the window to the chosen. And I see that as, if we're going to sum up everything you're doing for us now on the shift, it's that you're going to be the window for everyone to the shift. And so, the live streams, they're going to be different from now on. Justin will be hosting the live streams from now on. I won't be doing that so much, but that doesn't mean I'm going away. That doesn't mean you're not going to see me. That doesn't mean Justin and I are going to have interaction and answer questions and things like that. I'm still going to be very, very present. But Justin, in the spirit of lifting that burden, he is going to be now hosting the live streams, and he's going to be figuring out those behind the scenes things that you guys want to see and helping us capture those. And I mean, Justin hasn't even mentioned I don't think you have anyway tonight, your tremendous talent as a video editor. So many of the great videos that people think of when they think of behind the scenes of The Chosen were edited by you. And so you're going to be doing even some of that for us. And I just think, there's only so much that I can do as the writer-director of this film. And thus far, I have been working so much on fan engagement and crowdfunding and things like that. Well, now we're transitioning to a new phase where I'm actually actively making this film and putting it together. And so Justin coming in, what this means is that you guys are not only going to keep getting those windows and those looks into what is going on with the shift, but it means you're actually going to get more. Because Justin, he's going to be dedicated to this, whereas I have always only been able to do it as kind of on the side of things. All the videos we've done so far, I've done those. I've edited those and put those together. And now I don't have to do that anymore. Now Justin can do that. And that just means you're going to get more stuff, more content, more windows. So I'm super, super excited you're on board. And I hope everybody listening and watching is as well. They should be, because it just means more. It means more of the shift.
Yeah, and it's an ongoing thing. There's the audience building in this portion, and then there's finding the audience to watch the movie as well. So,
right.
I mean, from the very beginning, I'm already thinking about, okay, is this something that we can put out on social media that's going to convince somebody to watch the movie? And there will be times on set where I am just going to bring just find something that, oh goodness, this could get some engagement, or just I'm trying to think of some of the weird moments on The Chosen that weren't necessarily planned, but they ended up being something fun. Oh, I did a steady cam with my phone. I'm like a gimbal. And I just walked into set one day with a slow motion setting on my phone, and it's so really smooth. And then I go in, and there's Jonathan as Jesus in the town square rehearsing, like getting ready to do the scene. So there's extras all around, the crew is all around, and Jonathan is just kind of, getting into character, getting ready. And I put a little background music to that, put it out on social media, and boom, you got 10,000 likes on it. So things like that kind of happen, and I love capturing those moments and using them, just to inform you guys, but also to use later to catch somebody else that wants to see what this is all about. Like, whoa, that's an interesting behind the scenes take. And then it's a guerrilla marketing thing. So I've got a marketing brain. I love the psychology of why people, lean towards one thing or another, or why they interact with something or another. I know I'm getting kind of into the weeds right now, but
but these are important weeds, because you're talking about building the community of this film. And for anybody who's invested in the success of this film, which a lot of people watching right now are literally invested in this film, what you're talking about is super, super crucial. But what we don't want to do is release this movie and nobody knows about it. Everything that you're talking about is going to make it so that when this movie comes out, there's an entire audience who are already ready for it and are excited about it. And that is super, super important.
And I want to make sure that Roper isn't legitimately hurt. Like, Roper, are you sad because you think Brock is going bye-bye? I promise, Brock isn't going anywhere. He's just not going to be leading the entirety of these live streams, and I'm going to grab him. You know what? When we're on set, I'm going to respect your space as the director, but I'm also going to say, hey, come and tell me about that scene quick, and I'll get a camera in your face, and we'll use that for a behind-the-scenes video. So, now, and I expect to do a number of other things too as they're needed, just like on The Chosen. I mean, when a need is there, I just want to step in and help. I'm like I said, I'm there to serve you. I'm there to serve Ken. I'm there to serve the investors, the fans, the audience, and that's God gave me a servant's heart. So I'm here not to do what I think is the best. I'm here to do what I think the audience wants me to do for them. If that's making sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, and that's why we've brought you on board, is because I do know your heart. You know, Justin is the real deal. Justin, like I said, I knew about Justin before I even met Justin. I knew him from videos. I knew him from online social interactions, just like all of you, probably for more than a year before I actually met Justin face to face and had a conversation with him. And I can tell you, Justin is exactly who he presents himself to be. He is a genuine person, and there's no hyperbole there. There's no fakery. He exactly met my expectations of who he is as a person on the day that I met him. So, and that to me is really important. What's really important to me, look, yes, we're doing a fictional story, but I like to think that there's an authentic faith and an authentic heart behind it. And anything that is inauthentic, I run away from. And so it was very easy to run towards Justin when it came to figuring out who can fill this role for us, who can be this person, who can be the window. And I ran to Justin because of his authenticity, because he is a genuine person. And so I'm excited that you guys get to see the production of The Shift through his lens, because his lens is going to be honest, it's going to be true, and it's going to be heartfelt. And that's everything for me.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah.
How are we doing on the contest? Have we gotten the second winner?
We've gotten our second winner. I do not know if they are ready to join us yet. The update I just got is still waiting for our winners to log into the call, so they're not quite ready yet. So we got to stall, sir. We got to stall for at least a little bit.
You know, it's kind of a theme of twos tonight. We're introducing two new team members. We are announcing two winners. So maybe we should do a round of bird puns, because two can play that game.
I cannot join you. I do not do puns. Like, I just don't have the brain for it. Like, it's not there. I can write scripts and dialogue and think, I cannot pun. I cannot pun with you. I don't even know if pun's a verb, but I can't do it.
You know, the sad thing is, though, I entered a pun contest once. I submitted my best 10 puns thinking, okay, one of these is going to win, but no pun intended.
Moderators, do we have any questions that people have left that maybe we haven't addressed? And if you're listening and you have a question, please throw it at us. Either me or Justin, we'd be happy to answer. This is the perfect time for a little Q&A.
And I did catch my old friend Pete there saying that we both look a little shifty, and that is accurate. You know, there is some truth to that, but we're authentically shifty.
We're authentically shifty. That's right. We're honest about being shifty. That's what we are.
Chloe, thank you for joining us, Chloe. And oh, brother, I get that a lot. It's interesting. I don't know. I get good grief.
Crying, laughing at you.
You know, I saw people having a chat about who they wanted to see. I don't know if they were talking about who they wanted to see play Satan or who they wanted to see play Kevin. But I'm curious, like, what are you fans? Like, who are you leaning towards? Those of you that have read the script, does anybody come to your mind? I mean, I'm not fishing here. I'm not going to play Satan. I know I was jonesing for that for a long, long time, but I have resigned to the fact that I'm not playing Satan in the first one anyway. Maybe the sequel.
Oh, okay. I just got the word that our contestants are ready to join us. So before they do that, let's go ahead and Justin, why don't you tell us what the answers were? So I'm gonna set this up. But we're for those of you that are just joining us, and I don't know that there are too many who are just joining us, but I'm going to review anyway. We're doing a contest tonight. The winners are getting their pick of free merch, and they're also just watched the test footage, the secret test footage that we shot, and they're about to join us in just a minute to tell us their reaction. We have no idea what they're going to say. If they hate the test footage, you're going to find out with us live. But these are the questions we asked earlier. Justin, why don't you run through those for us real quick? What are the answers to these questions?
So Molly in the short film was played by none other than Aaron. Is it Hesley? Is that how you pronounce the last name?
Yeah, it's pronounced Hesley. Yes, that's right. No, it's pronounced Heasley.
Aaron Heasley, who, Brock,
Yes.
any relation to you?
Slightly, yes. I happen to be married to her. So
And she
plays
did-
Molly in the Shift short film. She worked for cheap, so she got the part.
She did a fabulous job. I have not gotten to know your wife very well yet, but I'm looking forward to getting to know her better and to
I'm
tell
sure
her
you
that she
will.
did a phenomenal job with the short. I have to look up my answer for the answer I have written down here for number 2. Okay, so the rewards, the 4 roles that Satan gave Kevin in the alternate versions of the multiverse: Captain of Industry, Leader, Hollywood Producer, and King.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I would never. I wouldn't mind being 3 of those: Captain of Industry, Leader, or King. I don't know.
Not a Hollywood producer.
Too much work.
We need to talk after this.
All right, number 3. What are the names of Job's 4 friends? And of course, I don't know this off the top of my head either. Eliphaz, Bildad, Zophar, and Elihu. Am I pronouncing them as you would pronounce them, Brock?
Nope, but who the heck knows how they're pronounced? I'm sure somebody who speaks Hebrew does, but I don't. So, but it sounds good. I'm sure we're both equally right, as in equally wrong.
So congratulations to any of you that got all of those correct, and in particular, congratulations to the 2 that we are bringing on now, and I'm excited to have them join the live stream with us. If that's happening, there we go.
There we go.
Hey.
This is Andrea and Rachel. Welcome,
Yes,
you two.
don't mind the hair. I've been with the kids.
That's okay. You
look
know,
beautiful.
this was a hard one.
Oh,
This was a hard one. These questions stumped it took a little while, but you guys persevered and you made it through. So congrats.
I kind of cheated a little. I Googled and I quickly pulled up the the video and watched.
That's not
I knew
cheating.
exactly. I watched it 1,000 times, and I was like, I know where that's at. So
Yeah, me
yeah.
too.
That's great. That's great. Well, yeah. Tell us, Rachel. Why don't you go first? You were our first winner, so you get those kudos. You were the fastest.
Oh, wow.
You've just seen the test footage. What did you think?
I absolutely love it. I love the music from the very beginning. There's so many questions like, is this Kevin in another, universe, multi-universe? Like, did he get shifted? And if he did, which one is this? He obviously doesn't look like a Keen or a Hollywood producer. Just all the, and forgive me if you've already mentioned what these things are, but they kind of robotic soldiers to me. Am I allowed to say those kind of things? Am I allowed to put that out
No,
there?
yeah. No, you can describe whatever you've seen. It's all fair game. But yeah, those are
Okay.
called Lancers.
Oh, Lancers, that's right. And so seeing those and seeing, I loved how you ended with the couple dancing in the street.
Oh, you can't spoil
And-
that. What are you doing? Rachel,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Stop messing with her.
Oh my God.
Sorry, that's what I do. No, you're totally fine. I'm kidding.
And then, with the people behind the fence, what happened to that? I mean, what's going on with them? Are they being held captive? Are they in a different, section of, kind of reminds me of, I think it's the Hunger Games, where they're kind of separated and they're different, I forget what they're called, but, different sections before they get their number pulled, so to speak, or their name pulled. I forget how it goes. So I didn't know like exactly what's going on with that, but I think it's going to be amazing. I just love it from the very beginning because you're like it pulls you in, and it makes you want to know what's going on. Makes you want to like, how did this happen? What time is this? And I think it's going to be incredible, to be honest with you.
Awesome. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Andrea, what did you think?
Well, I was really glad that I'd had a chance. I'm sorry I can't keep my phone centered somehow. I'm glad I had a chance to read the script for the feature-length film because not only did I get the feel for the nice dystopian emotion that you were going for there, but I just loved how you brought in Ranjit and his family. I loved that. And the juxtaposition of that and them going down the Lancers coming after him and then stepping on the doll. Oh my goodness, that was powerful. So I just loved the whole thing. I don't know why I can't center this. Okay, but yeah, that was great. Thank you so much for the opportunity to see that.
Yeah,
The interesting thing about all the test footage too is it's not meant to be a narrative. There's not supposed to be necessarily a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's just more of a montage. If I'm saying anything incorrect, Brock, you can go ahead
you're
and
right.
correct.
You're totally right. That was the intent when we shot it.
Yeah. And I mean, I consider it like a mood piece. And it just kind of gives you the feel for what the feature is going to be like. And when I first saw it, Brock, and Brock had actually sent me a few stills before I even saw the footage, and I'm just like, oh, the contrast there, the color depth is so wonderful to see. And then seeing the footage, like, did you guys, I don't want to put words in your mouth, did you feel transported?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I couldn't tell if this was like in another dimension. Is this the future? It kind of reminded me of the future just because of the Lancers. I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you, but that's what it felt like anyways. Something futuristic to me. But yeah, I loved how the whole, just like you said, Justin, just the whole mood that was set. Down to how his apartment looked like, or his home looked like, the sink and how dirty it was, and the shavings, and down to little details was pretty deliberate to me. Kind of set the mood, so pretty amazing.
You guys feel more excited for the feature now after seeing it, or just kind of the same?
Definitely.
No, I felt definitely more. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. That's great. We love hearing it. For those, just to help those who haven't seen it, how would you say that this has a different feel than the short film? And how would you say it like, does it feel different, and what is that difference, do you think? Go ahead.
It definitely feels different. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. I went first, go ahead. To me, it definitely does. I'm just trying to find the words to express how different. It kind of feels like it's a different Kevin, that probably one that has been shifted, and the outcome of that shift, and just it kind of made me think, like, does it mean that after maybe his wife left him, maybe they've gotten a divorce, separated, it felt like he had lost something, and I imagine it would be his family, his wife, and maybe his job. So it definitely feels like a different dimension, a different kind of Kevin. If I'm explaining that correctly, but that's what I got the feel for.
Yeah, well, that's a good feel, Andrea.
Yeah, it's the really hard life that follows the short film was really you got that across really nicely, not just for Kevin, but for the whole world where he is. I mean, the images of the people reaching through the fence, the graffiti walls, the abandoned, almost looking theater. It was all just, it just drew you right into this very sad world, and it's very odd to see that and actually want to visit it. But because I kind of know what's coming, I really, really want to visit that world.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
I didn't get an opportunity to read the script, so she brought up a really good point. It made me think, like, are these all, are these the people that have also been shifted? Like they're in a different dimension and this is their outcome, and what's going on with their story. So it wasn't just like Kevin per se, it's also these other people as well, even down to the couple dancing in the street in the end, like what's going on with their story. So it makes you want to find out what other people's stories are too, not just Kevin's.
Right. That's great. That's great. I love that we're getting two different perspectives here, from somebody who's read the script and somebody who hasn't. I think that's really valuable.
Yeah.
And what's great is that it worked for both of you, which is good, because like Justin said, it's more of a mood piece than anything. I'm just trying to get across, like, how can the movie look and feel? And it sounds like that's what came across for both of you. So I'm really, really glad. Thank you so much for entering our contest. Did you pick out your merch? What did you guys pick out? What did you get?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
Well, you be sure and let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
be sure and
course,
get it. Be sure and get
pass
it.
up the free chance of merch.
Absolutely
All right,
not.
thank you so
Absolutely
much.
not. So thank you.
So great seeing you guys.
All right.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye. You too.
That's fun. That's so much fun, and something that I see us doing in future live streams, bringing people on. Whether it's, I mean, there will be other things. It won't always be, here's the test footage. It won't always be, pick out merch, but we'll have variations, and I look forward to more interaction like this, and I love getting the audience, the fans, the investors, the people involved. So yeah, very fun.
Totally.
Very fun.
Totally. That's what it's all about. It's great.
It totally is. So we're getting close to the time where I think we probably want to wrap up, but I want to
let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I want to remind people the importance of liking, commenting, sharing. It's how The Chosen was built. The Chosen doesn't exist without the early adapters, the core group that started it off, commenting, liking, sharing things. So those of you that do like the shift, that want to see this project grow and reach the audience that it could reach and be a light in somebody's life, continue to comment and share things. And when you do share it, give the reason why you're sharing it. Don't just share it to your wall with no personal, the comment. Say, I'm sharing this because I believe in this project, and I believe, just give something from the heart. Like, Brock, what you were talking about with me and what people I hope are seeing with both of us is an authenticity. And when you share stuff and it's authentic, people will get interested in it. If there's authenticity there, people will take interest. So continue to share us. Join the fan club. I get the facebook.com/groups/the Shift Fan Club. Join us there. Maybe we can give you some marching orders at times, give you opportunities to share things and give you some specific ideas. We're going to be creating content coming up pretty soon too, and having new things to share. It's an exciting time to be involved in the shift, and I still kind of have that kid on Christmas morning feeling of, I'm opening up all these presents, and look what Brock has created. Look what all the people at Angel Studios have done already for the shift. And man, we got to shout out the team that helps with these live streams, that runs these live streams. I mean, it's Ryan. So I'm fairly new, so I'm going to forget. Okay, Ryan, Esther. Who am I forgetting?
Mary helps us out quite a bit too, and Nate.
So thank you guys for, just all your support. I mean, Jordan Harmon certainly at Angel is a huge participant in getting the word out there and helping to build the audience. So Jeff and Neil Harmon, who started Angel Studios. I mean, there's so many people to thank. Thank Dallas for endorsing it and for wanting to be a part of it, for signing on as an executive producer. So, and thank you guys especially for supporting Brock and supporting this. Can't wait to see where it goes from here. I'm excited. Did I miss anything, Brock?
Nope, I think you covered it all. I think we're ready to let him go and show them one last video.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. God bless you.
Thanks, you. Everybody have a good night.
Hey there, I'm Dallas Jenkins. I'm the creator of The Chosen, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of why I have actually signed on to be one of the executive producers of The Shift. I remember when I first saw the short film, The Shift, it was probably a couple years ago, and I remember thinking to myself, I don't know who this person is who made this, and I had heard that they did it for no money, but I'm really impressed, and I believe that this guy has a future. And I wanted to see more. I wanted to see where the shift turned out. I wanted to see how it could be expanded upon. I wanted to see what Brock could do with an actual budget. So the shift now has a relatively small budget. They're really keeping the budget low, and that's one of the things I'm trying to do, is help them maximize the budget that they do have and making sure that every penny that we spend is spent in the best and most efficient way possible, which is one of the things that I hope, if you've seen The Chosen, you've realized we did there too, was we didn't have Hollywood money, but we had enough to make something special. And I think that's what Brock has now. I think he's going to get, and I hope you can help him get, enough to make something special. And I think the message of the shift and the future of the shift is so important. And almost as important as any of that is Brock Heasley. He didn't ask me to say this, I promise, but I can tell you I've seen his work on a writing side, I've seen it on the directing side, and in my 20 years in the business, there are very few people who I've thought, I want to pour into this person because I think that this person has the chance to be an impactful and disruptive and important storyteller in this business, and that is Brock. Brock is someone who, when I read what he's writing, I'm connected to it. And I want to see more, and I want to be part of it. And it reaches me on both an intellectual level and an emotional level. And if you've seen The Chosen, maybe that's what you've appreciated about it as well, is that it's not just pure emotion. It's emotion that has some thought behind it, but it's also not pure intellect. It's intellect that has some heart behind it. And all of that is, there's kind of an umbrella over all of it of a spiritual importance. Something is being said about our universe and who created it.
And my unworthiness sees me that I may be worthy tomorrow.
I am greater than God.
Jesus
I am certainly greater than
And that's what The Shift is about. That's what The Chosen is about. It's one of the reasons why I've signed on board, and I hope you can get involved as well to be part of the beginning of what I believe is an important project and who I believe is an important filmmaker.
We need your help to turn The Shift into a full-length feature film. Click the link to invest in The Shift today.